Prahlad continued to contemplate. The infinite consciousness simultaneously pervades the three periods of time and experiences the infinite worlds. It envelops all, it sees all, and because it is undisturbed and unmodified, it alone remains at all times. I've spoken before about the now, Eckhart Tolle's power of now. The future is an ocean, the past is an ocean. If we want to find out what's real, it's what's happening right now in this present moment. But we have notions of the future, we have notions of the past, and they arise in our awareness. So in this way, we can say that infinite consciousness, which is our awareness, simultaneously pervades the three periods of time. And it experiences the infinite worlds. These are all our notions about the world, or about different worlds, or whatever. All these notions arise within our consciousness. And our consciousness is not affected by these notions. These notions arise within it, just as the sky is not affected by its contents. This consciousness experiences simultaneously what is sweet and what is bitter. It is tranquil and at peace. Because this consciousness is in itself free from all modifications, that's concepts and percepts, and because it is subtle and experiences all things at the same time, it is ever at peace and homogeneous, even while apparently experiencing the diversity of diverse phenomena. So, our consciousness experiences simultaneously what is sweet and what is bitter. It sounds like we've got two contrasting taste experiences here. But since we've been talking about time and past and the future, I suspect bitter and sweet refers to memories and our hopes for the future. And all these arise in our consciousness. It's like the sky can have both sunshine and clouds in it. We began by saying there's only the present moment that's real. So we're being told here it's subtle and experiences all things at the same time. And this just means in the moment. It experiences all things in the moment. It doesn't mean to say that all things are happening at the same time, but all things are experienced at the same time, which is in the moment. When the apparently transformed becoming resorts to or rests on that being, which has not undergone any modification, the former is freed from sorrow. And when what is seen by what is not, or by the mind in which there is no movement of thought, that which is abandons its wickedness. So the apparently transformed becoming, that's us in our notions of ourselves, when we realize the nature of our awareness, which has not undergone any modification, it never does, then we're free from sorrow. So this is freedom from sorrow. And this is when what is seen by what is not. What is not is the reality of the mind. And what is consciousness. So when consciousness is stumbled upon by the mind which creates notions, then consciousness realizes its own nature again. It abandons its wickedness. And there's nothing moral about this term wickedness. Wickedness is the creation of notions and getting caught up in notions. When consciousness abandons the perception of the three modes of time, when it is freed from the bondage of objectivity or conceptualization, it rests in utter tranquillity. We don't even talk about it now, although when I use the word now I normally spell it with a capital N, because we don't want to be using it, the word now, to mean the present, which means the present in contrast to the future and the past. We're talking about the moment which is independent of time. That's when we abandon our insistence on the reality of the three modes of time. It is as if it were unreal because it is beyond description. Hence some people declare that the self does not exist. Whether there is a self, Brahman, or not, that which is not subject to dissolution is the supreme liberation. Yeah, I'm reading a book, very interesting book, which I might talk about at length at some point, which seems to want to kind of explain away our awareness. It's a very peculiar thing to want to do, because you can only explain away awareness in terms of things which awareness is given rise to. This is quite a strange exercise. It's quite fascinating to read this. But maybe this person is right. Maybe we can explain away our awareness. Once we start talking about it, then we're creating a notion about it. And we're not interested in any notion about our own awareness. So when we start talking about Brahman, we're, if people say, well, it doesn't exist, that's fine. No, that's fine. That which is not subject to dissolution is the supreme liberation. That's the key point. So that which is not subject to dissolution is the supreme liberation. That's the key point. It's not always seen, but it's always here. It's always here when there's any activity going on. We can direct ourselves to it, and it's always there.